And welcome back to another episode of Born Talk About Sports. I'm your host, Steve Bourne. Sorry, guys, I was gone for the last couple of days. Just some stuff around the house and getting ready for Christmas. Just didn't have a chance. Plus, there really wasn't much going on. Then last night happened. Around 11:30 or so, the news broke out that Japanese pitching sensation Yamamoto has signed a stupid amount of money, 325 million over 12 years with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Not bad for a guy who has never thrown a pitch in North America. Um, let this Yankees fans. I've been reading online. Yankees fans were dead positive he was coming. Red Sox fans had their hopes up. Giants fans had their hopes up, but Yankees fans were dead positive. And Yankees fans now feel like Blue Jays fans from about 2 weeks ago. Never assume a free agent is going to come until the team officially announces it. Dodgers are definitely going full in, all in right now, with Ohtani basically as their DH for DH only for a year, and then if he can pitch, so be it. They just acquired Tyler Glasnow from the Tampa Bay Rays, who's probably a good second or third man of the rotation at a 3.5 ERA. You got Yamamoto, who they're probably going to pencil in at the top of the rotation right now. Clayton Kershaw hasn't re-signed yet, but I think everyone's assumed he will. But he won't be ready till about May because of surgery. And I all I say is I don't know what to say about this except that Blake Snell, who is now the best free agent pitcher available, and probably still the most proven free agent pitcher, is he's gonna hit. He's just won the Powerball lottery. Because let's face it, the guy just won the NL Cy Young. He's 31. He's probably gonna. This is gonna be his last big payday, and I wouldn't be surprised at this point if he gets anywhere from 35 to 40 a year. Probably for a 5-6 year deal. I'd be stunned if a team gave him anything into his late 30s, knowing that they're probably not going to get the return. And if it is a long term deal, there'll be some sort of option around year 5 or 6. So congratulations to the Dodgers for signing probably the two biggest free agents available. And to quote, I guess John Heyman, I guess this is best for baseball, having the biggest name players on major market teams and not spreading it out and making baseball boring. But I guess that's best for baseball. I say now that Yamamoto signed, I expect Blake Snell to sign relatively soon, knowing that and I expect him to go to the Yankees. I really do. At this point, Yankees feel like they lost out on Yamamoto. They're desperate, knowing Garrett Cole has 1 year left on his contract, and he will opt out. There's especially with as a Scott Boras client, they know he's not coming back to New York. So I fully suspect that Yankees will go in on Blake Snell on a probably 5-6 year deal, and probably about 35 to 40 million a year. The biggest Lourdes Gurriel Jr., like I said, has signed with Arizona. I mentioned that a couple of days ago. Now that I fully expect Cody Bellinger to sign relatively soon. The two teams that are popping up right now in the media are the Blue Jays and the Cubs. Rumors are that Bellinger wants 200 million. I've read a few reports that people are predicting that he will end up in Toronto, but after the Ohtani thing, I'm throwing that right out the window. Jays do need an outfielder. Varsho can play either left or center, so it really doesn't matter which position. They just know that Springer right now is going to be in right field. But with Cody Bellinger, it's a huge gamble. The guy's after 3 terrible years, he had 1 good year. Are you really going to back the Brinks truck up for him? Unless, again, you put in options. It's the only way to really get yourself out of bad deals is if you have option years. Now I'm going to go to the NBA. Detroit Pistons lose again. That's 25 in a row. They're 1 off the record. Kate Cunningham says, "Oh, we're not a 2-27 team." You are what your record is. You guys are probably the worst team in NBA history. Suck it up. Now I'm going to go to something that's a little controversial, but I don't care. It may bring in ratings or viewers or subscriptions. But Ja Morant, this guy shouldn't even be in the NBA. I'm sorry. He's got talent, yes, but I'm sorry. When twice now you've been suspended for morality clause in your NBA contract because you're waving a bleeping gun on social media, acting like you're a gangster. Dude, you're worth tens of millions of dollars. You're not a thug. Quit pretending you're a thug. You, in certain neighborhoods in the United States, even if you're doing it just to show how real you are, there's going to be somebody who thinks, oh, oh, bleep, there's going to be somebody coming after me with a gun. I'm going to fire him first. Because, of course, the only way to stop a bad guy with a gun is a quote-unquote good guy with a gun. So this, personally, I don't think Ja Morant should even be in the NBA. I think you should be in freaking counseling. Dude's got all the talent in the world, and he showed it in his first game back. Hit the buzzer beater for a Grizzlies win. But they say 25 games, and what everyone thought, he was getting at least half the season because he'd been warned about this before. It shows that, again, Adam Silver, for the most part, does not have a spine. But, like I said, with Ja Morant, should be in the NBA, personally. If you can't, you're a professional athlete. Act like it. If you can't act like it, don't be a professional athlete. If you want to be a thug, quit the NBA and go back to the streets. But just act like you're supposed to be a professional athlete. And then last night in the NHL, Nate McKinnon, 5-point game, 4 goals, including an empty netter. Alex Ovechkin breaks the longest goalless slump in his career with a classic OV from the top of the circle winner in overtime. And it's a theme around the NHL, but I'm going to go to, I'll admit it here, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Ilya Samsonov can no longer play in the NHL right now. Leafs got blown up by Buffalo last night, 9-3. Samsonov got pulled after allowing 5 goals on 18 shots. And the last one was just throw the glove out, and it went past him. His confidence is completely gone. At this point, they have to send him down to the AHL. Call up the Italian, call up the Swede Hildeby, who's got about 18 games of AHL experience. But you run with Jones right now until Joe Wall gets back, or after the trade freeze, you have to do something. Because the Leafs are not that far back from Boston for the top of the division with a game or so in hand. And if you really want to show that you want to stay in it until Wall gets back, you can't run with just Marty Jones right now. They need something, because as I said, Ilya Samsonov, he's not an NHL goalie right now. He's probably barely an AHL goalie. They'll have to do to him what Edmonton did with Jack Campbell, what Carolina did with Antti Ranta. Put him on waivers. If he gets through, send him down to the AHL Toronto Marlies, and just try to get his confidence up. Because right now, having him in net, right now, you're basically playing shorthanded, because you can't guarantee he's going to stop a thing. So that's all I have to say with regards to the Toronto Maple Leafs right now. Is last night was probably the worst game they've played in 20 years. Probably since first couple of years post year-long lockout, when they didn't have a chance in hell of making the playoffs, or if they did, they would miss playoffs by a couple of points. But they're in Columbus on tomorrow night, Saturday night. A bit of a revenge game, so let's see if they use this as motivation. But with the roster freeze right now until the December 28th, the Leafs can't do anything anyways. So they're probably just going to run with Marty Jones for the next 2 games until after the freeze. But like I said, the Leafs are not the only team in that situation. Detroit right now, their starting goalie is James Reimer. So they're almost the exact same situation as the Leafs. They're using it basically a career backup as your starter until injuries subside. I mean, Calgary and Montreal right now, they're in the driver's seat because they both have three healthy NHL ready goalies. I expect Montreal to do something relatively soon. Excuse me. Um, with either Allen or Multombo. Or not Multombo, but Caden Primo, the son of Keith. But I fully suspect Jake Allen will be the odd man out there. And in Calgary, it'll be either Wolf or Vladar, just because Calgary's got so much money, and Jacob Markstrom. As a Leaf fan, I'd rather go for Jake Allen just because he's a bit more proven. And he's actually done a pretty good job with Montreal over the years, and he's put up with a lot. But all I know is the asking price is, excuse me, sorry, that the asking price is going to be extremely high. It'll definitely cost you a top prospect, a first rounder, and probably a roster player as well. All right. And you'll have to take the whole salary. And right now, let's say not a lot of teams have a lot of cap space right now that need goaltending. So the goaltending market is pretty thin right now, considering there's a lot of teams who are desperate and a lot of teams who are dealing with goalie injuries. So with, like I said, the roster freezes till the 28th in December, so another few more days. But after that, it'll be interesting to watch because there's a lot of teams who are relatively in it and are, because I've never seen goaltending this bad across the league right now. And I've never seen goalie injuries across the league as it is right now. And then what you get last night with Washington and Columbus with Tom Wilson and Elvis Merzingis of the Columbus Blue Jackets fighting. And it leads to more injuries. And there's got to be something. I don't know if it's just these goalies are training too hard, then their muscles are as tight as a drum, or what's going on. But goalie injuries right now across the NHL are almost getting out of control. So it's not so much who has the best starting goalie right now, it's who has the best third string goalie right now. So again, something to keep an eye on, especially leading up till after the trade freeze or roster freeze. It should be something to keep your eye on. Quickly last night in the NFL, Rams beat the Saints. Really no surprise. Rams put themselves in a nice, comfortable position to get into the playoffs. Now, would it be funny if the Rams play the Lions? You got Stafford and Goff play each other in the first round, which is a real possibility. That'll be will be some fun to see. The rest of Week 16 in the NFL kicks off Saturday, and then we got our Sunday, and we've got a couple of games on Christmas. So, the NFL, like I say, it's getting its full playoff mode right now. But yeah, so tell me what you think of the Yamamoto deal. Should Ja Morant even be in the NBA? The goaltending situation, not just with Toronto or Detroit or hell, even Edmonton. But just tell me what you guys think across the league right now with goaltending injuries, and what do you think the Leafs should do with Samsonov? Just ride him on the bench until Wall gets healthy, send him down, or overpay to make a trade. This will be my last video until after Christmas and Boxing Day. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, stay safe out there, and please, I know you hear this a lot this time of year, but if you drink, please don't drive. Be safe out there. And until then, Merry Christmas, and I'll see you on the 27th.